What is up, YouTube? It is Ninja Cracker here, and today, very first clip, is me finally unlocking Dark Matter. I just need kills with 6 attachments on the Gorgon. You'll see me get it with that final kill right there, and it pops up right here. That beautiful Dark Matter. I think I started grinding for it as soon as I got Black Ops 3, and I finally got it just now. Now we're gonna roll over to some safeguard gameplay. This was my very first game back to using normal guns, normal full auto, just SMGs and guns. Finally rocking that Dark Matter camo. Leave a like if you guys like my cool little Patrick emblem with the board nailed to his head and the little hammer. But today I want to tell you guys some stories about some stuff that's happened to me. Now I know you guys aren't going to know me very well because most of my videos on here are tip and trick videos or just how-to videos, but I'm really just a funny, goofy person, likes to have fun all the time, you know. It's all about that. First story I want to tell you guys about, like, the first time, I'm trying to remember if it was the first time, I think it was the first time, might have been the second time, that I met Larry. Now, Larry was my mom's boyfriend, but he is like a father to me. He always will be. And, he's pretty cool. He's just, I've always looked up to him. He's the reason I am who I am today. He's taught me so much, and there's, I could make like 100 video series just on stories about Larry. But I want to talk about the first time we met Larry. First time we met, me and my brother met Larry. He went to take us all out to eat, and he took us all out to eat to Sonic. I guess my mom wanted to go to Sonic for some reason. If you guys don't know what Sonic is, it's like a kind of like a fast food place, but you pull in and you park and you order your food and they bring your food to you while you're parked. And they have these little call buttons, and we went there, and Larry has this really big jacked up truck, where he had it. He doesn't have it anymore. But it was a white Ford, I think it was a 250 or 350, but it was jacked up real big. Like, I was probably 13 or 14 at the time, and it came up to like probably about my nipple area. It was pretty big. It was hard to get into and hard to get out of, and when you're parked in there, he couldn't even reach the button because his truck was jacked up so high. So he had to get out of the truck, press the button, and he kept saying hello, hello, and he would press the button. And I guess when you press the button twice, like you press it once, you know, they can hear your order, and you press it again, I guess it like shuts off. He kept pressing the button over and over again. He kept being like hello, 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 and he kept pressing it over and over again. And I guess it was like shutting off, like, from the people hearing like his order or whatever. And I can just imagine what those people inside were thinking. They're probably thinking, this dumbass. But I thought that was pretty hilarious. And then for whatever reason, I don't remember what the exact layout or how we were parked or something, but Carson, me and my brother Carson were in the back seat, and of course my mom and Larry were in the front seat. And for some reason Carson had to go to the bathroom, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but he couldn't get out. Like, something was blocking his door. I don't know if there's like a pole or something that was blocking his door from getting out, so he had to just barely crack his door and crawl out from under the door, and he had to crawl under the truck to go to the bathroom. And I just remember it was hysterical because he had to crawl through mud. I think he wanted to wash his hands or something really stupid, but he had to crawl through like the dirt and the gravel to get to wash his hands, and crawl back through the gravel to get back into the truck. So there was no point in washing his hands whatsoever. But I'm trying to remember what else Larry did. He's just a blast to hang out. I mean, he's so hilarious. But probably gonna move on over to the first time I hung out with Hunter and Levi outside of school. You know what? Let's talk about the first time I hung out with him in school. The first time I met them in school. Okay, first time I met Hunter and Levi in school, it was like lunchtime, and our school has like this concourse area, which is like, I just said like fucking 4 times in a row right there. But it has like, I just said like again, wow, but it has the concourse area which connects like the school. I just said like for the 4th time, let's just count likes now. But it connects the school all together, and it's a big hallway area, and kids at lunch that didn't eat lunch, I mean, I a packed lunch, so I could just go right out there and eat it out there. But I was with Harley, and I grew up with Harley. I've known him for most of my life. My family knows him, his family very well, so we knew each other for a long time. And he goes, we just walked into the concourse, and he goes, "Oh, let's go hang out with my senior friends." And I was like, we were freshmen at the time. And I was like, "Harley, there's no way you have senior friends." And he was like, "Come on, let's go talk to them and hang out with them." I was like, "Oh God, here we go. What's Harley getting me into?" So we walk up to these kids. One's a skinny little feller with a tight Nike jacket leaning up against the doors, and the other one's this little chubby guy wearing I think at the time he was wearing overalls and like a camo shirt or something really rednecky. I remember I was thinking, what the heck is this sporty guy doing with this redneck? But we walked up there, and then they introduced Harley. I guess Harley knew Hunter because they're neighbors. But they introduced themselves, and they said hello, and then they just went about their business, and Levi started telling us jokes. He was like, I actually remember the very first joke he told us. He was like, I'm trying to remember exactly. It was something about two gay guys in the shower. I remember it was just hilarious. Oh yeah, he started out, and he said there are two gay guys in the shower, right? And he said one said, "Wait for me, don't start the fun without me." And the one left, and he came back, and he said, "There's cum all over the walls." And he said, the guy said, "Wait, I told you to wait for me. Why didn't you wait for me?" And then the one that was sitting in the shower said, I did wait. I farted." And I just started laughing my ass off when he told me that. I cannot believe I remember that joke after all these years. But well, anyway, that was the first time I met Levi, I guess. Well, I know that was probably the first time Harley met Levi too. That was the first time I met Hunter and Levi, and then the first time I hung out with them outside of school. Hunter filmed movies. Like, he made these horror movies. He used to be really, really good at it. He gave up at it for some reason, but I don't know why. But he used to make all these movies, and he asked me if I wanted to be in one of his movies and hang out with him and film. So we went up to his grandfather's house, and we started filming in the woods. It wasn't his grandfather's woods. There's this little housing development area, and then there's a 911 center, and then there's woods. And we walked up through the woods and these fields, and we started filming, and Levi was with us too. And we were filming this scene where I was the person that was running from the killer, and Hunter was the killer. He had this mask he made. He used to make all these really cool masks. I don't really know why he gave up movie making. He really should make some more because he was really good at it. But anyway, he was dressed in all black with this scarecrow mask on, and I was playing the victim. And the scene was I was running from the killer, and I had to run across the street, and Hunter would chase me, and Levi was our cameraman. He had a tripod and a camera, and he was sitting off in the distance, zoomed in, filming us. And we do this, and we start it, and I run across the road and run into the woods full speed, and then Hunter comes behind me, and he runs, and he trips, and he falls in the middle of the road. And this is the road to the 911 center. And this car stops, and this car is stopped on the road, and he sees me run by the road and take off into the woods, and he sees Hunter dressed in a killer outfit trip and fall in the middle of the road and stumble, and then start running off after me again. And then once we make it into the woods, we just kind of stand there, and we come back out, and we talk, and we look around, and we're like, "Where's Levi?" And Levi took off running and hiding from the car that parked. And it's we were like, "Levi, you're the one thing that makes it look like we're not actually being chased by a killer." Okay, he's the cameraman. The cameraman runs and hides. He's not dressed in a killer outfit or anything. I think it had a white shirt with fake blood all over it, so it looked really real. I can only imagine what that guy was thinking when he saw that. He's probably thinking these damn kids. Battery thought it was real. But it was pretty bad. Levi hiding, and he's the only one that makes it look realistic. But trying to think of some other stuff that's happened, man. There's so much stuff that's happening. I can't even think of like some of the real funny stuff. You know, I've been out of school for so long now. I'm trying to remember some of the stuff that happened in school. One thing that happened in school. Okay, our friend Zach Hawkins. He was what was he? He was a senior when I was a sophomore, and I had a health class with him. And it was this new kid, this new kid, Zach, and then I sat behind Zach in health class, okay? And this new kid, I don't want to bash on him, but he was kind of strange. He was kind of out there, and he had the most. I don't know. I'm trying not to be mean, but I don't know how else to describe it. But he had the most cross eyes, or not even cross eye. He just had like one lazy eye that, I swear to God, it just dangled and like stared at like the bottom left floor, like it never moved. But he was really, and he turned around to Zach and me, and he was like, "You guys want to hear a joke?" And honestly, I don't even remember the joke he said. But Zach, when he was trying to do this fake laugh after the kid told the punchline, and when Zach tries to do a fake laugh, you can tell when he's fake, because he throws like his whole body and his head forward, and like does like this fake chuckle. And when he did that, he smacked his face off the desk, and I just bust out laughing and just died. And that kid just thought his joke was the funniest thing in the world, but I was just laughing at Zach busting his face off the desk, and it was just hilarious. And then I started laughing. When I started laughing louder, Zach started laughing louder, and that kid, he probably went on to tell that joke to 3 or 4 people throughout the day. He probably couldn't figure out why they weren't laughing as hard as we were, but still. Trying to think of some other. We've done so much stuff in school. Oh, let's talk about my probably favorite year of all high school is my junior year. Just because I had electricity class and it was blocked. It was like 2 hours long, and I had like all my bestest friends in there, and it was just a blast. You know, we never really did. Of course, we learned about electricity and did a lot of book work, but it was just a blast. We had a lot of free time. We did a lot of wiring. Versus my senior year, we just did nothing but book work, and I actually forgot how to wire most of the stuff just because we did nothing but book work and code and whatnot. But I'm getting off subject. But in my junior year, my friend Sandoval, he's not to be racist, but he's Mexican, and he always brought these taco. I'm trying to remember what they're called. I want to say tacos. No, I'm calling them tacos because my friend Peyton called them tacos. They're called Takis. Taiki, something like that. And they were like these super spicy hot chips. And I didn't know that at the time. And we were all sitting there. There were like 4 people at a table. And we were sitting there, and he was like, "Cody, you want to try some of these red velvet chips I got?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, I like some red velvet." And I ate like a handful of them, like not even thinking of it. And you know, I chewed them, and then I ate them. And as soon as I swallowed, I realized that they weren't red velvet chips. Of course, I realized they were like the fucking spiciest thing I've ever eaten. And my face just got so red, and I had nothing to drink, and I had to just sit there. I think this was going on in the middle of a test too, so it was like all quiet. And our teacher, Mr. Cox, I'll probably have some more stories about him because he was probably the most insane, crazy teacher I've ever had. And he just was like, "Test!" And like everyone would get quiet, and I'm just sitting there with my face red, and they're all bust out laughing. I just put my head down with my face all red, trying to swallow, and it took me forever to get that taste out of my mouth. I think I ended up stealing Hunter Jackson's water and chugging it right beside of him. But think that's all the stories for today.
Spec ops down. Battery drained. Their robot has been disabled.
They're gone.
TACOM, Cerberus support now! Robot is online. Disable it.
Cerberus destroyed.
Request allocate Rolling Thunder. Their robot is friendly care package incoming. HCXD inbound.